Hello, folks. I am Alan for today's news. I will be reading and speaking about world news, listening news, interesting news, news to keep you entertained, and news to keep you informed. What I got for you today from the Associated Press: Alabama to allow concealed guns without permit in 2023. Montgomery, Alabama. Alabama on January 1st will become the latest state to allow people to carry a concealed handgun without a state permit that requires a background check. The new state law ends the requirement for a person to get a permit to legally carry a concealed handgun in public. A person can still choose to get a permit if they want to do so. The proposal has been introduced unsuccessfully for years in Montgomery before winning approval this year. The legislation was championed by gun rights advocates who call it constitutional carry, in reference to the Second Amendment right to keep and bear arms. Opponents, including state sheriffs and other law enforcement, argued the permit help combat crime and enhance public safety. The National Rifle Association Institute for Legislative Action, which lobbied for the Alabama legislation, said in April that 25 states now allow permitless carry. It's going to be a big step to help the average law-abiding citizens to keep them from having to go through the hoops of getting a permit to carry their weapons. Rep. Shane Stinger, the legislation sponsor, said Stringer noted the laws only impacts the permit requirement. It's not going to change who can or cannot carry a gun. People that are prohibited now are still prohibited. The Alabama Sheriff's Association had opposed the legislation. Alabama sheriffs are clear on the law taking effect January 1st and have adjusted accordingly, said Lee County Sheriff Jay Jones, president of the Alabama Sheriff Association. Jones and Stringer said there are still reasons a person might consider getting a permit. Jones said maintaining an Alabama concealed carry permit is wise when traveling out of state. Other states may require non-residents to have a permit from their states of residence. Stringer noted that people should remember there continue to be places where weapons are banned entirely for security reasons, such as courthouses. Alabama lawmakers, under pressure from gun rights enthusiasts, approved the measure during the last legislation session. Alabama Governor Kay Ivey almost immediately signed the legislation into law and highlighted her support for in her re-election campaigns. The ad showed the governor sitting at her desk at the Alabama Capitol and pulling a small handgun out of her purse, along with a lipstick and a cell phone. Republican lawmakers who previously opposed the legislation said they were more comfortable voting for it this time because the state was developing a prohibited person database to help officers flag people who are banned from possessing a handgun because of their criminal history and other reasons. The database was mandated by an early state law creating an option to get a lifetime concealed carry permit. And you can read the rest of this in my description down below. What else we got here? This from the Washington Examiner. Los Angeles homeless commandeer street-side public EV charging station. Homeless Los Angeles residents have taken over electric vehicle charging stations throughout the city, setting up encampments with all the comforts of home, such as television, barbecue, and furniture. Videos uploaded Thursday on Twitter by this one person here gave a tour of various streets where charging stations overrun with homeless have no electric vehicles in sight. I'm just now driving down the street passing the charging station that is 5 minutes from my house on the outskirts of downtown LA. Would you be comfortable charging your $60,000 EV here? Tweeted Alexander Dagtik, who produces commentary for various news outlets. Another video showed gang graffiti on several charging stations. Taking a closer look at the graffiti, I wonder what gang affiliation you need to have to be able to charge your $60,000 EV here, she tweeted. It doesn't appear that any of the homeless have found a way to hack into the charging station, but rather use them as a guidepost to claim their turf. Mayor Karen Bass was ushered into office primarily on a purpose to clean up the homeless crisis. In the Los Angeles Homeless Service Authority counted 69,144 homeless within the city as of September 8th. Bass promised to house 15,000 people by the end of the year by creating more temporary, affordable, permanent housing. They got a lot of people homeless over there. Everybody got people homeless, but anyway, you can read the rest of this in the description box. And here's one here from the Wall Street Journal. Russia follows Ukraine missile barrage with a wave of drones. Russia launched more than a dozen armed drones at Ukrainian cities and infrastructures overnight, including one that struck and set fire to a district government building in Kyiv early Friday, Ukrainian authorities said. Ukrainian air defense shot down all 16 Iranian-made drones. The country's air force said 2 of the drones were down by approach to Kyiv and 5 over the capital. The mayor said in a post on Telegram. One of the drones hit a 4-story administrative building in the city's district. You can say that word. Setting it on fire and smashing the window of a nearby residential building, said the deputy head of the Ukrainian president's office, who posted photos of the aftermath of the attack on Telegram. The fire was later extinguished, he said. Ukrainian forces also shot down 9 other shaded drones in 2 of these regions here in the country's east, according to Ukraine's Air Force Command East, which published what is said to be a video of debris with some of the destroyed drones. The Ukrainian army didn't say if the drones had caused any damage. And you can read the rest of that in my description box also. This is from Newsweek. Russia loses 16 armored vehicles, hundreds of troops in a day. He said here, Russia lost hundreds of troops and 16 armored vehicle, personal carriers in a single day, according to Ukrainian military. Ukraine's General Staff of the Armed Forces posted on Facebook its latest update of Russian losses, where it said around 200 Russian troops were killed in the Kherson Oblast. It added that troops were eliminated around the district of these 2 districts here, Fedro something. Yeah, I can't see these words. In the southern Ukrainian region on Friday. The update said that 115 Russian troops were wounded by the oblast, and that Ukraine's forces had destroyed 5 units of Russian military equipment, including an anti-missile complex and an ammunition depot. In total, Ukraine forces said on Saturday that the Russian death toll of the previous 24 hours, 700 in 24 hours was 710, taking the total since the invasions on February 24th to 105,960, although Russian and Western estimates are much lower. And there's more to read in my description box about that. Here's from something from the National Post. This is, I don't know how to say that word, Poilievre or something like that, calls on government to stop disarming hunters, keep criminals behind bars. This is Ottawa, Canada. At the same time, Ontario police officer escorted home the body of a slain fellow officer. Canadians Conservative leader called on the government to end catch and release bail for violent repeat offenders. We stand shoulder to shoulder with our police officer who risked their lives to protect the Canadian people, said Pierre Poilievre, or whatever it is, speaking to reporters Friday morning from Parliament Hill. We stand on their side in combating crime and keep our communities safe. Meanwhile, in Toronto, police officers and other first responders lined up outside the coroner's office to salute Ontario Provincial Police Construction. I don't know what that is. No, I can't say that name. As the procession carried the remains began. Hundreds of people, some civilians and some in uniform, packed onto overpasses along the Highway 400, raising their hands as a sign of respect as the hearse and police cars and flashing lights passed by the route to the 28-year-old officer hometown of Barrage. So they want the government to keep the criminals behind bars, but let the hunters have their guns. And let's see. I wonder if I got anything else for you this time. It's a pretty short newscast here. See what this is. This will be my last one I'll read for you. Vladimir Putin's rocket man becomes fourth top Kremlin official to die under mysterious circumstances in less than 1 week. Putin proclaimed Rocket Man became the fourth top Russian official to die under mysterious circumstances in the past 7 days. RadarOnline.com learned. This is from Radar Online. Vladimir Nesterov, 74, pioneered the world's best rocket for Russia. He also formerly served as general director of the Kremlin Center, a state research and production space center created to help Putin speculate the nation's first successful manned mission to the moon. According to Daily Mail, Nesterov passed away mysteriously on December 28. His cause of death has not been revealed. He also reportedly embattled by allegation of fraud and embezzlement in the years leading to his passing on Wednesday. Russian authorities accused the rocket man of pocketing more than $68 million, and he was ordered to remain under house arrest in 2014 as his illegal activity were investigated further. As Radar Online previously reported, the mysteriously passing came less than 7 days after the equally mysterious death of 3 other top Russian officials. Antov, named Russia's highest earning elected politician in 2019 as a result of his lucrative saucy tycoon, was declared dead on Saturday, December 24th, after falling out of a hotel room window in India while on holiday to celebrate his 66th birthday. On Saturday, deputy of the Legislative Assembly of the Vladimir region, Pavel Anton, fell out of the window. The Russian consul general and confirmed, "We are closely following the investigation and receiving all the information from the Odisha police." Later the same day, the 65-year-old, whoever this is, who served as Director General of Admiralty Shipyard and was in charge of building submarines for Putin's armies against Ukraine, was found dead of unknown causes. I wonder if Ukrainian has spies killing these people. They're all dying of unknown reasons. Why unknown reasons? They've probably been poisoned. Like those James Bond spy movies. So maybe anyway, that's all I got for you right now, folks. And this is Alan for today's news. Like I said, I'm reading and speaking about world news, interesting news to keep you entertained, and news to keep you informed. And until tomorrow, like, subscribe, at least watch once in a while. Later.